Hi folks, it's Eurovision Ireland and we're back with another review of the songs for the 2021 Eurovision Song Contest. As you'll see this week, there are 6 of us. There's 5 regulars and we've got another guest. Carsten, we'll go to him in a second, right? You know the score by now. We're going to look at 6 songs tonight. We're going to give our opinions on them. We're going to give each song a score out of 10. We're going to drop a score somewhere along the line. So every song is going to get a score out of 50. We'll put these with the songs that we've scored in the previous 3 weeks. And if you've not watched the previous 3 reviews, why not? Go and watch them. There's still more to come after this one, of course. We're going to go around the room and introduce ourselves. So first of all, James.
Hi everyone, good to see you again.
Our special guest tonight, Carsten. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Hi, I am Karsten Markussen, better known as Big Daddy Karsten. I was in the national finals, or the national finals semis, whatever you want to call it, this year with my song Smile. And I've also been in the jury, Norwegian jury, for the 2017 finals. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. Yeah.
Thanks, Carsten. I'm sure you'll have plenty to sound the songs as we go around.
Yeah.
Next is our panelist, Sarah.
Hi.
And Bogdan.
Hi, everyone.
And Richard.
Hiya.
And of course, our friend Staggy may well make an appearance during the songs, or during the course of the broadcast. He likes some of tonight's songs, he tells me. Anyway, we're going to kick off because I know you want to hear less of us and more of our views. So we're going to start tonight with Croatia, Albina and TikTok. James, you want to kick off?
Definitely. So I really love the Croatian national final, Dora. I look forward to it every year. And I just love music from that part of the world. So when people are saying, right, who's going to win? I'm usually saying, well, I can narrow it down to 7 that I think can win. Admittedly, this year, TikTok wasn't among those songs. I remember watching it and thinking, okay, this is very slick. It's very modern. It's got that bit of an 80s synth sound underneath. But by the time the voting came around, I was sort of going back from my notes going, TikTok, which one was that again? That's just me because I sort of prefer different kinds of music. So that's why it's all passed me by a bit. But I think Croatia are really onto something with this song. As I said, it's very slick choreography, so it's instantly memorable when you watch it. Albina's an amazing performer. She's very confident, which is great when she performs. Musically, it's got that sort of 80s edge that everyone really loves at the moment, so that will pay off well. And yeah, I mean, Croatia are in a difficult semi-final. They're up against some sort of big names like Russia, Romania, Azerbaijan, but I think Croatia can hold their own here. I think they'll definitely get to the final. And once they get there, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Croatia's best result at Eurovision for quite a few years.
Thanks, James. Okay, we're going to go around the room now. Carsten, what do you think of Croatia?
I think it's an okay song. I don't feel very strongly about it, to be honest. I think the vocalist is pretty okay. Like, it's nothing. I don't think it's anything like special about it that really makes me want to listen to it again. But I'm sure it's going to do fine. Like, it will probably go to the finals, like James said. But I don't know how far up it's going to go. But I agree. I think it's going to end up in the finals.
Thanks, Carsten. Sarah, what do you think?
Well, the 80s seems to be becoming a bit of a theme in this year's Eurovision, because this isn't the first 80s sounding song that we've got here. Albina's a good performer. She knows how to sell a song, no doubt about that. The performance is very, very precise, and it's very Eurovision as well. So I think it will pick up a lot of public votes. Not so sure about the jury. I don't think this is the kind of stuff that the jury are going to go for, really. I think she'll qualify for the final, but I can't see her troubling the top 5 too much. Possibly whether she'd touch the top 10, maybe. But it's a good song, but I don't think it's one that I could call a winner.
Okay, thanks, Sarah. Bogdan, give us your views.
Well, I quite enjoyed this song, and I think she did a really a clever thing of naming it TikTok, because TikTok is really big right now. So at least for that reason, it will be really memorable. Oh, that song with TikTok, okay. And okay, it's a good song. I like the beat. It's not a wow moment, but definitely it will be remembered.
Thanks, Bogdan. Over to you, Richard.
I thought Albina was great vocally. I've only obviously seen the video, so I thought the connectivity wise will work with the audience. It's a real bop. You can dance around the kitchen to it, I think. So it's not one of the first songs you can do this year, but it's one of the few songs. And I just can't wait to see how it's going to be staged in Rotterdam, because the video is so different, verse to chorus. It just doesn't, it leaves so much to the imagination. It'll qualify for the final. I'm with Sarah, it's more of a televoter song rather than a jury song. So it'll be interesting to see how it does.
That's Richard. Yeah, I mean, this is a rarity this week that actually came through a national final. I think it's the only song of the 6 that did. So there's a national final performance for you to judge how it's going to look on the night. And it's good. It looks a little bit Tamta-esque on the national final performance. It's got the 5 backing dancers and the big brimmed hats part of it. It is a floor filler. It's a bit of a foot tapper. It's got to have that in it going in its favour. I just thought when I watched the live version instead of the video, there are a few challenging notes in there that could go very, very right. That could go very, very wrong. Hopefully they'll go right. As a finalist, it's got a damn good chance. Although it's in a bloodbath of a semi-final. They're both bloodbaths of semi-finals. So who's to say? But I do like it. Right, so that's Croatia.
Yeah.
It's now over to Karsten.
Yeah.
No, it's not over to Karsten. I'm going to do this one.
Oh no.
Right, our second song tonight. I'll edit all this together. It's all good.
Wonders of doing anything live.
The second song from the Central Europe review that we're going to do is Serbia. Right, Karsten's going to lead off with this one. Off you go.
Well, I love some girl group realness. Like it's I think it's like, it doesn't feel like you get like the girl groups that often, like not in regular like mainstream music these days. And I'm living for them. They're like, this is like a really upbeat, poppy, fun thing. They're not the strongest vocalists, but they don't need to be. It's just it's super fun and so much energy. And they're, I love that they're singing in their native tongue. They're like the Eurovision Powerpuff Girls of the season, I feel, and I'm very much here for it. I think they can go far. I think they can go really far. I think this could be like at least like a top 10 contender for real. I love it.
Thanks, Karsten. Sarah, what do you think of Serbia?
Yeah, I think it's very, very catchy. It's upbeat. They remind me a lot of, if we can all remember the 90s and the Spice Girls, they remind me a lot of them, really, with the girl power thing, you know, and the sort of nice, sort of happy, dancey music. I think they'll make it to the final. Whether it's going to be a contender for the winner, probably not, but it's a good, fun song, and we need a bit of happiness at the moment. With everything going on in the world at the moment.
Definitely. All right, you want to give us your views then, Bogdan, please?
Yeah, sure. I like their energy. They're so energetic, and like Karsten said, I love that they sing in Serbian. We need that more in Eurovision. Yeah, it would have no problem qualifying. So yeah, well done. I enjoyed the song.
Thanks, Bogdan. What do you think of Serbia, Richard?
It's certainly upbeat, and Hurricane's certainly got the energy. However, when I watched the video, that's the only thing I've seen them perform. I just found it so busy. So I'm just hoping for the stage performance, they simplify it slightly, and then maybe if they qualify, the votes, they'll get the votes that way. But if they went on the official video, I got lost very quickly with that one.
Thanks, Richard. Yeah, it's okay. I don't have it as a winner. I don't have it as at last place. Serbia and girl trios, it doesn't always go the way they want it to. Moje tre. So it could all be on the staging. They've definitely got a particular sound about them because it sounds in a similar vein to the song they were going to take to Rotterdam last year. So you know what you're going to get with them. Performance-wise, I can see it being very energetic, and it could potentially be a very big boat catcher. Do I have it in the final? It could do well if it gets to the final, but as I say, they're all bloodbaths of semis this year, so who knows what can happen. James, you want to finish off Serbia for us?
It's interesting how you're all saying about the girl band vibe and a lot of you saying Spice Girls and things. For me, I feel them much more as Little Mix. They're sort of not so much bubblegum pop, they're a bit spicy with it, and I think it works really well. I love their energy, and when I've seen them perform, they always sort of attack the song and really go for it, and I think that's going to work really, really well. I can see Serbia being a bit of a dark horse in the second semi-final because I think enough people like it. Someone was trying to convince me recently that Serbia has had more hits on their Eurovision YouTube video than any other song. I haven't verified that, but if that's the case, then I think we could see them doing very well in the televote. Will it give Serbia their second Eurovision win? I'm not sure. Will it do very well in the televote? Yes, I imagine it can. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what they bring together. I really liked their song last year and was curious what they were going to do this year, but yeah, I think they've done a really good job.
Okay, general thumbs up, I think, for Serbia there. Right, moving on. Staying in Central Europe, obviously, because that's the theme for tonight. We're now going to Austria. Sarah's going to lead on this one. Over to you.
Well, I don't know whether it's going to be the kiss of death, the fact that it's got the same song title as one of the other songs that's in the contest this year. I have to say, sort of, I do like Vincent Bueno as a singer. I think he's got excellent vocals, and so he should do. He's been performing music since a very, very early age. And having heard him last year singing Alive, I was really hoping that we would get something similar this year. And so when this came along, and it was obviously it was going to be a ballad from the start a bit. So it starts very slowly, and then all of a sudden it bursts into this sort of real sort of force of power, you know, into a power ballad. And there's no faulting the vocals, it's great. But the problem is I found it difficult to remember, apart from the amen bits. And it's that sort of kind of repetitiveness, amen, 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 and it sort of gets a little bit monotonous after a while. And I think the problem is it's a nice song, and it's a song that I would listen to if I heard it on the radio. The problem being it's going to be up against some other pretty strong ballads this year. And I think it's going to get lost along the way. I think it may sort of be a borderline qualifier, may just sort of just fall short of those scores that he needs. I think the juries will like it. Not so sure about the public vote.
Thanks, Sarah. Bogdan, give us your take on Austria.
I must agree with Sarah. He has such a beautiful voice. I really enjoy listening to him singing. It's a lovely ballad, but a bit forgettable and repetitive. Yeah, I remember the amen part, but that's all the thing I remember from this song. Definitely jury will love it. I'm not so sure, like Sarah said, how it will appeal to the public and how many votes we'll get, but definitely he will receive points from the jury, I think, from all over.
Thanks, Bogdan. Okay, Richard, you'll go.
I found it quite slow to get going, to be honest. But once Vincent got going with the song, he started to show emotion more. Had he started showing emotion from the very start, I think that would have grabbed me a bit more instantly. To be honest, I prefer Alive from last year, and he'll be very lucky to qualify this year, if I'm honest with you, because I just can't remember it.
Thanks, Richard. Yeah, I actually don't mind this one. after 2020, it was nicely unexpected that we get a ballad from him. And he's with a clutch of other male ballads in the second semi. And I think to me, it just has the edge over the two others I can immediately think of, which I think we may have already reviewed. Anyway, it's not bad. Jury fodder. The juries will love it. Televoters, ballads are high risk with televoters, I think. But yeah, juries might do well. James.
This is what I absolutely love about music and how subjective it is, because going around the room, you're all saying how much you like to live. Personally, for me, for a song that's called Alive, it makes me want to slip into a coma. I really didn't enjoy the Austrian entry last year. I'm sorry, I really didn't enjoy it last year. Sorry, Vincent, if you're watching this, it's nothing personal, it's just my taste in music. This year, admittedly, the first time I listened to Amen, I was doing something else, I sort of had it on in the background, so like, okay, that wasn't really anything. And then I watched the music video and connected a bit more with the song and its message, and I thought, okay, this is actually quite a beautifully formed entry. I think if people stop and listen to it, then they'll connect to it emotionally. And I think, some of the imagery in there's very bleak, sort of talking about a failed relationship, but sort of like funeral procession, and I think with everything going on in the world, people will sort of hook into that. I think definitely the juries are going to love this and go for it. A public televote, I think if they are listening, if they're still paying attention, then it might get share for it. I do fear for it, which is a shame because I think it's quite a beautiful song. And if I remember right, Austria are performing quite early in their semi-final, which might help it stay in people's minds, or they might forget it. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, definitely more of a fan of Amen than Alive.
Thanks, James. Karsten, you get to finish off Austria.
Oh, thanks. You know what? This is the kind of song that makes me a bit sad because it's so well produced and he is such a good vocalist. But as everybody else has said, it's also very forgettable. Sometimes when you get too hung up on being technically good and like it can get too nerdy, kind of. And I feel like this is kind of the thing with this song. Like it's like you're all saying, like a lot of the jury members are going to listen to this and they're going to say, okay, well, this is very well done, but it doesn't have the same appeal as I think a lot of other ballads this year have. But it's a very good song. It's just nobody's going to remember it.
I must point out to the viewers out there that we write our reviews completely independently. Sometimes we all agree, sometimes there's a bit of a disagreement, and I think that's one of the times here. So moving on, our fourth song tonight is Omega by Benny Christo from the Czech Republic. Bogdan's going to lead off on this one.
Sure. Benny is so charismatic. I just love his style, and this is such a fun and happy song. We need this kind of song this year. So, and the fact I love the most is that he doesn't take himself too seriously. So that just makes you just enjoy the song even more. As I said, it's very radio friendly as well. So it got all the components to do well. Let's just hope we're gonna be just happy, energetic, and colorful on the stage. And yeah, it has all the chances to qualify. So for me, it's a really big thumbs up.
Thanks, Bogdan. Richard, what do you think of Benny Christo's song?
I think vocally Benny is quite good. Watching the video, he makes it fun. It comes across upbeat, and like Bogdan says, we need this at this time at the moment. I think we could be in for quite a good fun stage show come what may, and I think it's a good chance for the Czech Republic to qualify for the final again.
Thanks, Richard. Yeah, and one of the words I've written down here is fun. It's a fun video. He's got a very cheeky, chappy vibe going on there, and it's a nicely refreshing song. Having said all that, I've got a feeling he might struggle to qualify. I don't know why. I'd like to see it get through. I'd like to see all 39 make the final, but it's not going to happen. I don't want it to struggle, but I think it might. Televoters are going to love it, and the stage show is going to be absolutely bonkers. Juries, don't know. I hope I'm wrong, but I think he might struggle. James.
Yeah, I really like this one. As has already been said, Benny's just so charismatic and likable. And I think if the Czech delegation are wondering how to stage this, they just need to sort of hone in on him as much as possible and just let him sell it, because I think he can do a really good job of that. Musically, it's very upbeat, it's very fun, it's got a good sort of dance beat to it. You know, you listen to it and your head just moves along with it, so it's enjoyable. I can see juries liking it, I can see a televote going for it more. Personally, I see it as sort of dead cert to qualify from second semi-final. The Czech Republic, I feel like they've almost proved their Eurovision credentials in recent years. You know, we're seeing them at the final more and more. And I feel like they've finally got the balance right. So yeah, I think it'll qualify. Once it gets to a larger pool of songs, I'm not very optimistic for its chances beyond that. But yeah, I think we'll definitely see it in Saturday's final.
Thanks, James. Carsten, over to you.
Well, I agree with the general consumption that he is a very charismatic guy. I think he will earn a lot of points on that. I don't think the song is that special. It's okay. Could I don't know. I'm a little bit. It's a kind of song that you can like feel like might go a little under the radar before it hits the stage, and as other people have said, like the stage show could be like ridiculous and tip the scales. But I don't know. It wasn't anything too special for me, to be honest.
Thanks, Carsten. Sarah.
Well, as everybody else has said so far, he's certainly charismatic. I think he sells the song well. The only concern I have really is that he's performing third in the running order, and that's not a great spot to be. And I think he's really going to have to pull out all the stops and have some spectacular staging to help him get through to the final. Otherwise, I think he's going to struggle. I think it will get public votes. Whether the jury will go for something like this, not convinced. I'd like to see him get through, but I just worry for that running order position that he's got. So he really has been given the short straw this year.
Thanks, Sarah. Mixed views there, I think. Okay, where are we going now? We're going to listen to a song called Amen. Oh, another one. Who knew? This one's by Anna Soklic and it's from Slovenia. Richard, you're going to lead off on this one.
Yes, so on to the second song called Amen for tonight. Anna, I thought she had great connectivity and very strong vocals. I think emotionally, she expressed emotions through both her voice and armography. And she's a very good storyteller, I thought. And for me, she's strong enough to be on the stage on her own on the night. Don't forget, you've got these pre-recorded vocals you're allowed for the first time. So even if she has backing singers off stage or using those pre-recorded vocals, she needs to be the only one on the stage. I can see everybody able to focus on her. Having backing singers would distract that, I think. And being a really good storyteller, I don't want her, that distraction to go away, But definitely a qualifier for me. How well in the final it'll do, I don't know. But we'll have to see and come what may.
Thanks, Richard. Yeah, I actually really fear for this one, I'm afraid. Not something against ballads or anything like that, but I just don't know. It doesn't stick with me, fortunately. I get it's nicely familiar, it's properly constructed, in all the right ways you'd expect. You know, it moves along really nicely. She's a decent singer. We've actually seen it perform live in the EMA reveal, so we know what we're going to get, rather than like a big fancy video to judge it from. But I think it's going to struggle. I really do. I don't think it's quite memorable enough. James, give us your take on Slovenia.
Well, I want to start off by saying that when I saw Anna Soklic perform Volda last year, I was immediately captivated by how intense a performance she gives. I just remember the moment she started singing, she was staring down the camera and she's holding you there, and you know, just the entire world stops. I thought that's a sign of a really strong performer. And I'd argue that she's one of the strongest vocalists we have at Eurovision 2021. I do agree with John. I do fear for it, because as beautifully crafted as it is, and that last like sort of 30-40 seconds of the song is just magnificent, but it does take a bit of time to get there. I feel in a stage show, a song like this that sort of builds quite slowly and then gets to the big crescendo, that works. When you have 3 minutes to secure televotes, I'm not sure that's going to work as well. The other thing I think working against it is the fact that she's between Russia and Lithuania in the running order. I think, you know, Russia traditionally have a very strong qualification rate. Lithuania have, you know, got a lot of potential with the route. So I do fear for it. I would like to say that I can imagine her doing it. I think she's a very competent performer, very strong performer. But yeah, I think Slovenia have got a bit of a fight on their hands.
Thanks, James. Big Daddy Karsten, what do you think of Slovenia?
I think it's the lesser of the Amen songs. I don't know. I feel like where the other one is very well produced and very well executed, I think that it just falls a little short. And we're not supposed. I understand we're not supposed to compare the Amen song to the Amen song, but of course you're going to do that because they have the same title. It's what people are going to end up doing, and it's a big yawn to me, to be honest. I'm sorry. I'm maybe a butcher tonight, but that's that's if I come across as that, I'm sorry, but it's just the way I feel. I think it's boring. I don't get anything out of it. I don't think it will qualify for the finals.
Not a problem. It would be a dull old world if you all like the same stuff, I think. Sarah, what do you think of Slovenia?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with everybody else really who sort of said about she's a very, very good performer, no doubt about it. The vocals are brilliant, and she does show emotion in the performance. The problem is, looking at the performance, I wanted something more from it. I just felt it was sort of going on, and for me, there was just something missing there that would really sort of make me think, oh, this is a fantastic song. I really love this. Now, I'm not a great ballad fan. A ballad has to be really, really sort of outstanding for me to like one. And this just didn't hit the notes with me at all. I just found I couldn't even remember it afterwards. And it's the sort of song I think you'd have to hear again and again and again to really get into it. But it just didn't do anything for me on the first listen. And I think I agree with John. I think it will struggle to qualify.
Thanks, Sarah. Right, Bogdan, you can finish.
Yeah, a ballad has to captivate you from the first moment you hear it, like to draw you in. Yeah, she has the ability to connect very well with the camera, but the song is not there. Like, it's such a slow burner. It takes such a long time till we reach that chorus with the choir and everything, the wow factor, because by that point I'm just, I'm not interested. So I think she will struggle. I will give her that. She's a really great performer, and she connects really well with the camera, which is really important in Eurovision because it's a TV show. You need to be able to connect with the audience back home. So you need to have that eye contact, which she does brilliantly. But the song just takes a long, long, long time to build up to a special moment. So I think she will struggle with that for that reason.
Thanks, Bogdan. Right, one more song to go. And that's the song from Poland, The Ride by Rafał. I'm going to start on that one, and I don't mind this one. Bit of an 80s vibe going on there. There's a bit of synthesizers going on. Of course, Raphael, for you sharp-eyed people, co-hosted the Junior Eurovision Song Contest last November in Warsaw. So he's got a bit of a connection already. About the song, it's okay. Great for radio, I thought. I could imagine, going down a highway somewhere in Poland with this blaring out. Ideal. I'm just not sure whether it's a proper contest song. Good in its own right, but I don't know whether it will be able to cut it with the other songs in its semi-final. I'd like to see it get through. It's going to need something big to distinguish it from the field. So it's going to be relying on the stage show, I think. The song's okay, but it needs a good staging to give it that extra, just to push it over the border, over the boundaries into the grand final. Is it a qualifier? I think it's borderline at the moment. Who knows? All right, over to you, James.
Well, the thing for me is the first time I heard this song, I thought this reminds me of something. I couldn't think what it was, and then it hit me. And it was like, it's the end of every film in the late 80s and early 90s ever. It's got that soundtrack to it, they've, whatever problems they've had, they've sorted out. They've got to the prom, everyone's happy, they're having fun, everything, a couple kiss, and then it's the credits. And this is the song you hear over the credits. That's just how it went into my mind. That's not a bad thing, because I think, like me, there are going to be people out there that it will feel very familiar to and they'll connect to it. As we said, 80s music is coming in really big again. So, I think there will be people out there who go, oh, actually, this is, has a great beat to it. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is going to do at the contest. I think it will need very strong staging. I do like the music video with like the neon lights, sort of, Warsaw meets downtown Tokyo. I thought that was quite an interesting idea. But yeah, what this is actually going to do when it gets to the contest confuses me. I can see a world in which it qualifies, but I think much beyond that, I'm not sure it's strong enough to do that.
Thanks, James. Carsten, what do you think of Poland?
I think that it's a good pop song. But it doesn't, like a lot of other songs, I feel like it doesn't stand out. It's okay, and the guy who Rafał is a very conventionally handsome guy. I'm sure he's going to score a lot of points on that. If they put on a good live show for the night, and if he delivers it well, it could do really well too, because people tend to like songs like this. It's easygoing. It's easy. It's so easygoing, and I think that can either make it go very well for him, or it could just pass under the radar. But yeah, like I don't feel very strongly about it. It comes down to how it's delivered on stage for me.
Thanks, Carsten. Sarah.
Well, I have to say, I was watching a program about the 80s the other night, and this video would have fitted in very well with all the other videos that were on that program. I am a big fan of 80s music, so I have with all the electro synthesizers. So I actually like this song. The only thing I would say is it probably isn't a very Eurovision song. It's probably more of the sort of song that you pick up on the radio, or you'd watch on MTV. I don't think it's very Eurovision-y. I think it may struggle. It will need really good staging for it to stand out, because there's such a lot of strong competition this year. Like to see it qualify, but I do fear for its chances.
Thanks, Sarah. Bogdan, over to you.
I like the song. My problem with it is that it's just one note. It doesn't have any changes, any wow factor to be remembered. It's just one note all the way through, which I don't mind it because I enjoy listening to it. I don't skip it if it comes on my playlist. I don't skip it, but it does not impress me. It doesn't impress me. So I think it will struggle unless it has a really, really great staging.
Thanks, Bogdan. And last but not least, Richard, your take on Poland.
As we've all said, it's very 80s. And like Bogdan has just said, his vocals are very monotone throughout most of it. My biggest issue is we've got no idea how he connects with the audience, because in the official video he wears those dark glasses. So we've got no idea how he's going to connect with the audience, to the cameras, you know, so that's just a mysterious aspect to the whole performance. It all does depend on the stage, you know. I think at the moment it's a borderline qualifier, and of course we're talking about staging and it's a song contest. It should be the song that carries it through, but it's one of those rare occasions where it will be the staging that helps it.
Yeah, thanks, Richard. Right. Now we've seen all the songs and given our opinions on them, we're going to vote. And hopefully Carsten's still there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just had to find my little list. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disappear on you.
Oh, no worries. No worries.
Yeah, I'm on my phone, so it's kind of hard to.
Yeah, sure. Sure, yeah.
Sorry.
Right, we're going to give each of these songs a score out of 10. So we're going to discard the lowest score. So it'll get a score out of 50. So we're going to start with Croatia. James.
So for me, I'm going to kick off and give Croatia a 6.
6. Carsten, score for Croatia.
I'm going to give Croatia a 5.
Sarah.
7.
7. Bogdan.
7.
7. Richard.
9.
9. And a 7 from me. So that gives us a score of 36 out of a possible 50. Right, next on is Serbia. So we'll start with Big Daddy Carsten. What's your score for Serbia?
Well, it's my favorite of the night. I do think that they could they could be better vocalists, but I'm going to give them an 8. I think they deserve an 8.
8. Sarah.
5.
5. Bogdan.
6.
6. Richard.
3.
3. 5 from me. James.
I'm going to give them a 6 as well.
6. So we're discarding the 3 there. That's a score of 30 for Serbia. Austria next. Sarah.
6.
6. Bogdan.
6.
6. Richard.
3.
3. I'm going to give it a
Richard's not happy tonight.
a 7. James.
I'm going to give Austria a 7.
7. And Carsten.
6.
6. 32 for Austria. You will see the scores all appear at the bottom of the screen there, dear viewer. Where are we going to next? Czech Republic. Bogdan.
7.
7. Richard.
8.
8. I'm going to give it a 6. James.
I'm going to give it a 6 as well.
6. Carsten.
5.
5. And Sarah.
7.
7. Right. 34. Currently in second. Slovenia. So Richard.
9.
9. I think a 4 from me. James.
I'm going to give her a 7.
7. Carsten.
4.
4. Sarah.
3.
3. And Bogdan.
5.
5. We've got a nice wide range of scores there. 29. 29, because we've discarded the 3. And finally for Poland, I'm going to start with a 6. James.
I'm going to give it 8.
8. Big Daddy Carsten.
5.
5. Sarah.
8.
8. Bogdan.
5.
5. And Richard.
5.
5. 32. So if my adding up is wrong, you'll see the scores at the bottom of the screen. Because that's never happened before, has it?
Never.
First review, maybe. Last scores in 6th place on 29, we have Slovenia. In 5th place on 30, we have Serbia.
Outrageous.
Third equal, 32, we have Poland and Austria. Second place on 34, we have the Czech Republic, and the winner tonight on 36 was Croatia. Now we'll put all those scores with all of the rest, and we'll publish them on the YouTube channel, and we'll publish them on the article that you will have watched this from. And if you're not reading Eurovision Ireland, why not? 3 more of these shows to go, folks. Now, before we say goodbye, I'm going to throw over to Carsten so he can tell us what he's up to at the moment.
What I'm up to at the moment, I'm preparing my next single release. We just finished all the artwork and just got the master back, and I'm excited about it. It's well, I can say it for the first time. 30th of April is my next single coming out. It's called Steps, and it's not Eurovision friendly. It's a little too explicit for it. But I think you're gonna enjoy it if you enjoyed Smile. Yeah.
Excellent. Stay tuned for that. There may be an article on it. Right, we're all going to say goodbye now. So, James.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Carsten.
Bye.
Sarah.
Bye, everyone.
Bogdan.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Richard.
See you all soon.
And me, John, saying goodbye. Stay tuned for more of these to come. Bye.